In a world of rising inequality, stagnant wages, and overwhelming debt, Squid Game struck a nerve, not because it was violent, but because it was honest. Behind its brutal games lies a deeper truth and a chilling reflection of the society we live in, where survival isn't guaranteed by hard work or merit, but often by sheer luck, exploitation, and privilege. This isn't just a fictional story about people dying in games, although it's a story about us. And to understand Squid Game is to understand the very system we live under. Part 1. The games aren't games, they're capitalism. At first glance, Squid Game is about 456 desperate people competing in deadly children's games for a life-changing capital. But dig deeper and you'll realize the games are a metaphor, a brutal parody of capitalist society. Everyone in the game is there because of debt. Debt caused by medical bills, failed businesses, broken families, and a system that doesn't care. It mirrors how capitalism pushes people to the brink where you're not living, you're surviving. People are told they have a choice to participate. But that's the trap. Because what kind of choice is it when your real life is just as deadly as the game? As director Hwang Dok-hyuk said, I wanted to write a story that was an allegory, a fable about modern capitalist society.
그 한국 사회 현실을 이 드라마가 되게 잘 보여준다고 생각하세요?
좀 돈에 많이 집중된 느낌이 사실 요즘 시대하고 많이 맞아떨어지지 않았나 하는 생각은 들어요.
The show visualizes inequality perfectly. A giant glass piggy bank filled with money that literally grows as people die. Each death increases the prize pool, making the remaining players cheer for other people's death. In other words, the more others lose, the more you win. Sound familiar? This is the zero-sum mindset of hyper-capitalism. There's no everyone wins. There's only one winner. 456 players, one survivor. Part 2. The myth of equal opportunity. The frontman claims the game is fair. Everyone starts with the same rules. No discrimination, but equal opportunity is a myth when people don't start at the same place. Some players are young and strong. Others are old, injured, traumatized. Some get easy shapes in the honeycomb game. Others get umbrellas. Just like in real life, where being born in the right country, right family, or even the right gender gives you an edge, no matter how equal the rules seem. Ali, the migrant worker, plays fair, works hard, and still gets betrayed. Sae-byuk, the North Korean defector, plays smart but doesn't stand a chance in the long run. Meanwhile, Deok-soo, the violent gangster, thrives because the system rewards ruthlessness. And Il-nam, the old man with a brain tumor, turns out he was never playing. He was watching for fun. This is what happens when the rich treat life like a game. Part 3. The VIPs and the reality of elite apathy. Let's talk about the VIPs, the ultra-rich who watch the games for fun, drinking whiskey while betting on who dies next. They wear gold animal masks, speak English, and treat death like entertainment. They represent the capitalist elite, detached, dehumanized, and numb to suffering. They don't care about why people are in debt or how the system failed them. They only care about the spectacle. It's not far from reality. Think about billionaires launching themselves into space while millions are homeless. Think about how disasters become news, then memes, then forgotten, while people are still suffering. In Squid Game, suffering becomes performance, and for the rich, performance becomes pleasure. Part 4. Capitalism turns people into products. One of the darkest parts of the show is the organ trafficking subplot. Dead players aren't just eliminated, their bodies are harvested and sold, literally turned into profit. This is late stage capitalism in a nutshell. People are useful only as long as they produce value. Once they're no longer productive, they're discarded. It's the same logic that allows sweatshops to exist, gig workers to be underpaid, and healthcare to be a luxury. Players are reduced to numbers, their names are stripped, their histories erased. All that matters is what they can offer the system. Part 5. No escape even outside the game. Here's what makes the show truly depressing. When players are given a chance to leave, they come back. Because the outside world is just as cruel. Debt collectors, unemployment, sick parents, hungry children. For many, the game with all its blood and trauma offers better odds than reality. They choose to return, but again, what kind of choice is it when both options are hell? Capitalism sells the idea of freedom, but when your survival depends on how much you can earn, is that really freedom? Part 6. Why Squid Game resonated globally. Squid Game is Korean, but its pain is global. People in the US, India, Nigeria, Brazil, all connected with it because the issues it explores are everywhere: rising inequality, unaffordable healthcare, exploitative labor, crippling debt, hopelessness disguised as freedom. In the end, Squid Game didn't just succeed because of its plot. It succeeded because it showed us a truth we try to ignore, that this system is not just flawed, it's deadly. Squid Game is not just a show, it's a documentary. Squid Game forces us to ask, what kind of world have we built? One where people cheer for others to fail because that's the only way they can win? One where the poor die quietly while the rich watch with champagne in hand? Maybe we're not in a game, but the stakes are real. And unless we change the rules, most of us are just playing to survive. Thanks for watching, and remember, just because the world is unfair doesn't mean we can't imagine something better. See you in the next one. And no, don't assume that I'm a communist. I really am finding out what's right and wrong. And this is just a commentary or documentary video. So it's just for you, it's open for thinking. You can observe the video and finalize your own opinion. Okay? Don't just fall for whatever I say. I also don't agree completely with this script, although most part of it are really true. Okay guys, bye.